Hey Ringside crew. Welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe, Panther the Third.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode. And to close out this awesome month of Women's Wrestling Month, I want to thank all the awesome women that I've had on this podcast for February. Oh man, there's so many of you that I can't thank, but I want to just from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for having people coming back, like Savannah Summers. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. But now I am going to have an awesome woman that is she's running the joint. You could say she's the boss. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to the owner/promoter of Bella to Belle's. Welcome.
Thank you. It's Belle to Belle.
Belle to Belle. I told my dad Bella's to Belle.
Are you Italian?
Hey, I'm half Italian, yeah.
Okay, so one of my original trainers was Heidi Lee Morgan, and she has an in-studio radio show in New Jersey that I went to do. In studio, it's just on the radio like FM. And she kept pronouncing it Bella to Bella. And it's because she was married. She was in an Italian family for so many years. I said, stop making it Italian. It's not Italian.
It's an Italian promotion. Nobody knows.
So, but yeah, it's Belle to Belle.
Belle to Belle. I may have to change the title. Oh no.
That's okay.
Awesome. So, let's hear about your history with pro wrestling. Like, when did you know that you love this business so much? Like, what was your first?
I got into wrestling. My parents divorced when I was 4. I have 3 older sisters. My dad kept sole primary custody of us. We got to go see our mom on the weekend, and he owned his own business at the time. And so he wasn't home a lot. And if I psychoanalyze myself, I think, he watched wrestling. So I think as a kid, I was like, well, if I want to spend time with my dad, just get up here and get into what he's doing. And he was watching wrestling. So that's how I got into it. And then, as a kid, I want to be a wrestler, which you don't actually think is possible. It's like the equivalent of saying I want to be a Marvel superhero.
Yeah.
And, I grew up and I didn't know anything about indie wrestling. I watched all the wrestling I could on TV. And then I found out indie wrestling, existed. And tripped into being able to get trained, and off we were.
Awesome.
Sansa, I'm mid-interview.
See the cat, the kitty knows. Kitty's like,
yeah. This is Sansa. Say hi.
Hello. No, she's gonna have like a fan base now. This cat's gonna. Hey, Kitty, welcome to the Flu family. Oh yeah. So, what was do you remember your very first independent wrestling show as a teen or like a kid?
It was a teen that you can debate whether it was independent or not. I went to I found ECW.
Okay.
Which is when I realized there was other wrestling out there than what you were seeing on your mainstream cable channels.
So who was the first wrestler you saw that you were like, ooh, that's my favorite person?
Bret Hart.
Oh yeah. The Hitman. Awesome.
I have 2 all-time favorites. It's Bret Hart and Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty.
Bret for the technical aspect, Dusty for his ability to talk and really, get you to relate. So those were like my big 2.
So out of each of Bret and Dusty, what were your favorite matches they ever were in?
Oh, I told this story about one of the first matches that really got me. Was Dusty Rhodes versus Tully Blanchard with Colonel Robert Parker. It was a first blood match. And I must have been, 8 at the time, 9 maybe. And it's like Saturday morning. I'm Indian style in the living room, staring at the TV. And my dad's office was right next to the living room. And there's this first blood match. And, Tully comes out with headgear on. The ref's like, you can't wear that. Colonel Parker starts rubbing Vaseline on him. They were like, you can't do that. The finish of the match is ref gets bumped. Dusty fires up, hits the elbows, busts Tully open, Ref's not there to see it. Dusty goes to get the ref, and Colonel Parker wipes the blood off Tully's head, hands Tully a sock full of nickels. Dusty dummy turns, Tully clocks him, Dusty bleeds, ref turns around, sees it, gives it to Tully. I'm hysterically sobby crying in my living room. My dad had gone to the bathroom. He was walking back and he sees and hears me hysterically sobbing on the living room floor. And he looks over at me and he goes, "What's the matter? What happened?" And between like sobs, I'm trying to explain the match to my dad. And he looked at me and he goes, "You know that shit's fake, right?" And I instantly stopped crying. And I stood up and I stomped my feet and put my hands on my hips. And I went, "You don't talk to me about, you don't tell me that." And I stomped up to my room, slammed my door. I didn't speak to my dad for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Even better is when I got the chance to tell that story to Tully Blanchard.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was blown away. I had met his daughter, Tessa, and I had told her the story. And after we were on another show together, and her dad was there, and she came in the locker room, grabbed me. She's like, "You have to come tell my dad the story." And, he was blown away because I think as wrestlers, we want to have an impact on people. Like, we want to do the stuff that people remember. So for him to hear that, what in his head was probably just a silly little TV match he had with Dusty, like, really hit me.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So now you're like the big boss, like, and you also you work at the
I'm a coach at the world famous Monster Factory.
And you probably saw my intro, who I had in there, the one of the people from the Monster Factory. You have now the PPW champion that's there. So what's it like to be like a trainer? Like you're not only you're the owner of the promotion. What is it like to be a trainer that you get a chance to mold them like clay, these young male and female wrestlers?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not something I ever thought I would do. Danny Cage kind of talked me into it. But it's rewarding when you see these kids who are chasing the dream that I once chased, and I can help them out with, well, I did that and it didn't work. Maybe try something else. And when you're coaching and you see it finally click for them, and then they go in and do it, like, that's the reward.
Awesome. So now let's go into it, like with you being the owner of this now new awesome adventure now with my Italian's gonna hit me again, Belle to Belle.
We just call it B2B for short.
B2B. So what is it like to be like, what is like your everyday like adventure with this? Do you have to like sit back and write down, like, when you write down the names of the wrestlers on your roster, do you like go, wow, I have her with me looking on this journey? Do you do that sometimes? You back up and go, wow.
No. But I say that to you because most of the people I booked are friends of mine and have been friends of mine for at least a few years. That's about probably at least 90% of my roster would fit that description. And I'm impressed by all of them. My goal is really just to create a safe space for women to come and be creative and work and show what they can do and get more experience, get more exposure. I'm blown away by every girl on my roster. If I wasn't, they wouldn't be booked. Average adventure day for me on this. It's exciting and nervous at the same time. I work a normal job. So the average day is, I wake up, feed my cats, work 8 hours, and then I've got to check social media, respond to messages, check the email, check for sponsors, follow up with people, create the post that you see, the graphics, look at the ticket sales and, come up with the master list for the door. So every day I do a little bit of work on Belle to Belle.
Awesome. So like when like you have a show, like some of the shows coming up. Like, let's go into it. Like,
Yeah.
when's your next upcoming show?
The first show is Saturday, March 2nd. I don't know when this will air, but it's a week and a day from today when we're having this interview.
Yep.
But yeah, Saturday, March 2nd.
February. Actually, it's Thursday, the 29th. This episode is going to air at 8 p.m.
So a week from today.
Yes.
So when the episode airs, my first show will be in 2 days.
Believe that? Are you taking it all in? That you have like a show in 2 days? Like,
at that point, my stomach will probably be in knots.
And you have a lot of awesome women down there. Let's talk about some of the women.
Yeah.
I say women's. What women we have on here that I've had on Dudes at Ringside. They're Dudes at Ringside alums. We got Vicious Vicky. Like, now, we didn't have this Vicious Vicky. We had the I'm Vicious Vicky and you're gonna listen.
You had the Mob Wives Vicious Vicky.
Yeah, I had the one. I'm gonna flip the table. What are you doing? Is this Oak? Like the goofy Vicky. This is like the Jersey Devil Vicky.
Yeah. I've known Vicky for years. Such a hard worker. I know about her personal story.
Yeah.
Of triumph over her own demons. Super proud of her. Super proud of how hard she works. You say you had the Jersey Vicky. I've got, just staying fresh, not getting stale, trying new things. I think Vicky's amazing.
She's an amazing talent, and I'm so proud of her. Like, all the shit she's done. Like, she came on the podcast, she literally sat on her floor with her dog behind her.
Oh, Champ.
Yeah, Champ was behind her the whole interview, just chilling, just propped up there like.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And we also have another Dudes at Ringside alum on the opposite side of her in the picture, the one and only courageous Christina Marie. Like, what is it like to work with her? She's such another person that's so awesome, that has a story.
I absolutely love Christina Marie. I met her 2018, maybe, or early 2019. I got booked to do a show in Philadelphia. I was a fill-in, and I get there, and it turns out it's a 3-way. It's myself versus Christina versus Gabby Gilbert.
I know Gabby.
And Gabby Gilbert is running late. She's going to be late to the show. So me and Christina at the ring, talking, whatever. And the promoter comes over and goes, all right, you guys are this match, and you have this much time, and finishes a triple count out. And we're like, okay. And the promoter walks away, and we kind of looked at each other like, that's an odd finish. I said, hold on. So I go over to the promoter, and I go, is that really the finish that you want for this match? Or do you just not want to pick which girl loses? Like, and he's like, I never know who to put over for the girls. Da, da, da. I said, well, listen, I already knew I was winding down, getting ready to get out of the business from actively wrestling. I said, look, I'm on my way out. This girl here, Christina, is on her way up. I said, are you cool if I just put her over clean in the middle of the ring? And he was like, well, what about Gabby? I go, well, she can't Gabby. She shouldn't have to take the pin. She's not going to care. And he was like, if that's what you want. I said, that's what I want. So I walked back over to her and I said, you're up clean on me in the middle of the ring. Like, I'm not. I said, you can pin me with whatever you want. So I asked her what her finish was. And I forget what she said the first time, but it was something I didn't think that I would take well myself. So I said, do you have another? And she's like, oh, well, I can, hit with a Samoan drop. And I said, well, honey, I know you lift weights, but I'm really heavy. And without saying another word, she grabbed my wrist, picked me up, fireman's carry style, and started walking me around and put me back down. And I went, Samoan drop it is.
Yes. She looks like I'd be like, if I ever needed a female wrestler to walk around a venue with me, if I wouldn't get jumped.
Yeah.
Cause I'm, what's funny? I randomly, like, in IFPW, which is, I saw you guys are going to be helping out over there too at the 80s con. I saw that and I'm mad I can't go.
Yeah. I've known Tommy Friero since we were both teenagers.
I love that man. He's such a nice
and he
guy.
hit me up and he said, hey, do you want a table at 80s con to promote Belle to Belle? And I was like, sure do.
I'm pissed I can't go because I wanted to meet you guys. Because when I had you booked for this and I saw it and I was like, You couldn't wait to the 30th. You couldn't wait to like near my birthday again, buddy. You couldn't. I didn't say it to him, but I was reading my phone, like, really? And your picture was there, and another, I think Vicky or someone right over your
It's
shoulder.
me, Vicky, and Mimi going for Belle to Belle.
I can't be. Oh, now
The
you can brag
angel
to
and the
me.
devil on my shoulders.
You could the angel. They see you should have promoted that on your poster. Have Vicky with like their outfit, had Mimi in it.
Well,
with
no,
the
I did. It's Vicky's known as the angel, or I'm sorry, Mimi's known as the angel. Vicky's looks a little devilish those days. So if you read the caption of what I put,
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have to go look at it now.
my angel and my devil.
Jeez. You could brag to both of them. Hey Vicky, what I did an interview with Joe. Joe who? Panther. Oh my god! And then Mimi's gonna go, why do I know the name? Because you did a short interview with him oh my god, I did. See the sticker. She put it on her box. Her
Yeah.
box. It's on her merch box,
Yeah.
but not the good one. It's not this one. Not my good one. She has. I'm gonna have to send you some Dudes at Ringside swag in the mail.
Nice.
I gotta send you some swag. Let's go and let's talk about more of your roster. There's some younger women's wrestlers that are on your roster that are like up and coming. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about the firecracker right there. She's a big
Avery Jax.
Oh, I love her. She's such a firecracker.
She's amazing. And again, she's very young, very new in the business. But I want to give girls like that an opportunity. Girls who have worked really hard, trained really well, are good. They just need more eyes on them.
Yeah.
So booking Avery Jax was, really booking anyone on my roster was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
I wish I had more money and more, match spots. By the amount of talented women that I have access to.
There's another one too that's in the poster too. The one that's where is she? The one that's right in the middle between Cha-Cha, and he's right next to Avery with the black top with the hair in the pigtail.
Oh, that you're talking about Clara Carreras, but the girl you're referring to is Becca Wiley.
Yes. I forget the name.
Becca Wiley. I've known for a few years. She's a very passionate women's wrestling fan in New Jersey. Started as a fan, would bring signs. Monster Factory does a kids camp for a week in the summer every year. 1 week she came, and it was a week I was there for the camp a lot. And then she continued to train. She went to the Worldwide Dojo with Cheeseburger and Preacher and continued to train. So she's worked really hard. Anybody that, looks her up will know that she's the first female wrestler with cerebral palsy.
Yep.
Just a good kid who's passionate about the industry. So I had no problem hitting her up and going, you want to come work?
Yeah, she looks awesome. I definitely would love to have her on the podcast.
Yeah.
Being a person with a disability, seeing what she is doing and how far she's come, that makes my heart so like Grinch. It makes my little Panther heart grow even more seeing that another person with a disability is doing something she loves. Like,
yeah, exactly.
She's the sign. Like, I was the yeller in the crowd and going to the WWE shows and like just loving this business. And now I interview pro wrestlers from all over the world. And I jokingly tell people, don't see me as a person, see me as a satellite dish with a little blue polo underneath me with red glasses underneath it, with a little piece of grass stuck to the antenna. That's me. I feel like I'm helping you guys raise yourself higher in the promotion. And like, that's what I love doing. I love helping you guys any way I can. Showing the
I appreciate it.
Yes. And I definitely want to have some more of your roster.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like some more of the other wrestlers. The other women.
We got, can you throw the poster up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we do. Boom. Right there.
Top left of the poster is Jenny Rose. People may remember her from Ring of Honor.
It's the blue one, right?
I'm sorry?
Was it the blue right next to it? Oh, it's the other side with the red, right?
Yeah, the red, the top left.
Yes.
Under live. It's Jenny Rose. She was in the original Ring of Honor. She spent 5 years training, traveling, and wrestling in Japan. Has not been seen on a wrestling show, in over 2 years, I think.
Wow.
I called her, said, you want to put the boots back on? She goes, sure do. So, and then next to her, we've got Rebecca Scott.
Another Dudes at Ringside alum.
Again, phenomenal. I've known her for a couple of years. Amazing work ethic. She's constantly promoting herself, the show she's on. I've been in locker rooms with her, and she'll do what's asked of her, right? Like, she's never, oh, well, I don't know if my character would do. She's like, you want me to do what? All right, cool. And she'll go out there and kill it. Very talented in the ring. Notorious Mimi.
Stewardess. And she's really a stewardess in real life.
Yeah, yep. She's the first class badass.
Yep.
Then we got Notorious Mimi, who I coach at the Monster Factory. Who I can't say enough great things about Mimi. Her work ethic is ridiculous. She's very smart, hard worker. Comes into training when she doesn't have to. But it, always just wants to be there. She just wants to wrestle. And she's actually one of my favorite people to currently watch wrestle. Now. Next to her was Miranda Vinette, who unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, it had to remove herself from the show. And I don't think she'd hate me telling anybody this. The reason is she has a daughter and she applied to be in the police academy.
Oh, wow.
And she took the booking. She really wanted to be there. And then the police academy hit her. Her orientation is March 2nd.
Wow.
So she hit me up. It's in the morning. I think it's like at 11. And she was like, I'll come right there. And I said, okay. And I went to bed and I hit her up the next day. I said, listen, this is really important for you. The orientation, the show is really important for me. I know you want to be here. I want you here. But how about I replace you in your match? You go to orientation. You're not stressed about having to get to me. I'm not stressed at the show, wondering if you're going to make it in time, and we agreed that would be the best thing for both of us to do. And clearly, if we can get her on a future show, I absolutely will. Then the blonde on the far right top is Valerie Verman, who trained at the Monster Factory for a little bit. Just such a good prissy heel.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's just really good at that.
Her boyfriend and her were on the podcast back in the day, but they just, heels.
Yeah. And then if you go under her on the right, we've got Adriana Mosley.
That Big Daddy?
Big Daddy.
She's been on the podcast. I love her. Oh, my God.
That's my daddy.
Oh, I love her.
Who I met at 1CW in Delaware. She was trained by Mark Harrow down there. And I kind of platonically fell in love with her, just being in the locker room with her down there. And so I definitely want to get her on. We've already talked about Avery and Becca. In the middle, you got Claire Carreras just under Mimi, who trained with the Monster Factory when she started training. Really, trying to go out there and make a name for herself, full of energy.
Oh my God. Her theme song's amazing. I was trying to use it on Instagram. It wouldn't let me.
John Kiernan John Kiernan made it, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Well, the theme song, I was trying to find it on Instagram and I couldn't find it because I didn't know it was a master. I was like,
I think it's a custom song by John Kiernan, who also did the theme song for Belle to Belle that everyone will hear for the first time March 2nd.
I swear, as they would say in the hood, the song is a banger that she comes out to.
Yeah.
I was like dancing in the front row.
Do you know whose voice that is in her music?
I know it's an 80s singer.
No, it's Jesus Rodriguez.
Really? That's Jesus Rodriguez? I thought it was an 80s singer. It sounded like an 80s singer.
No, Jesus Rodriguez is on her track.
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, I hired John Kiernan to make a theme song for the promotion.
Oh, wow.
That we'll use to start and end the show. And I just got that the other day.
Oh.
And then back to the poster, in all black is Salem, who started, she was coached at the Monster Factory for a few years. She's now, like I said, different flavor. She now trains at Catch Point in Philadelphia with Tracy Williams, Drew Gulak.
Oh, wow.
And that crew. And again, I've known her since she started training. So, quite a few of these people are my students. So, and if I won't book my students, what does that say about me as a coach?
Oh man.
Last but not least, with the purple belt around her neck, that is Nevaeh Madonna. Again, somebody who trains at the the world famous Monster Factory. She also took 3 months off and went and trained at Seth Rollins' school, Black and Brave.
Ooh.
I guess he does his classes in 3-month increments, and she had already signed up to do a segment of his classes when she joined the Monster Factory. So she was with us for a little bit, went there, and then came back.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then we'll go bottom of the poster, far left, kissy face, is who she'll be tagging with at the show, which is Stevie Brooks, thyroid cancer survivor, all around great human being, someone I love watching grow. And then, if we zigzag the bottom, there's Christina Marie, which we already talked about.
Yeah.
Between Christina Marie and Vicky is Gabby Ortiz.
Oh, I love Gabby. Another nice person that I've met.
Who I have known for years. I first met her. We got booked a tag at a show for Jenny Rose, actually, together. And me and Gabby just clicked instantly. She's been a huge, one of my biggest supporters. When Danny was thinking about bringing a female into coach, she threw my name out and was like, she called Missy. When I started, thinking about running a women's fed, she was someone I called, and she was like, oh, you should totally do it. And I was like, yeah, then I could come up with a name. And Belle to Belle is actually her name.
Oh, wow.
She goes, I always thought if I ever ran a women's fed, I would call it Belle to Belle. She wanted both bells to end in the E and then the 2 to be T-O. And I said, ooh, what if I cut the E off the last bell and change the 2 to the number? I said, I'm stealing that. So, yeah, she's booked on anything of mine she wants. And then to the right of Vicky is Tiara James, top tier Tiara James, who I saw work at another promotion. She was a last minute fill-in for someone, and it was a tag team match, and she was tagged with somebody else. And I was in the back watching the match, and something about Tiara just blew me away. Like, whatever it is in our industry, she has it. And I was blown away by her. So she's definitely somebody I went after when I was trying to book this show. Then we have Ultraviolet, comes from House of Glory in New York, trained by Red and Brian XL, who are 2 very good friends of mine.
I love Red.
Yeah.
I met
that
Red.
Dude will never get the credit in our industry he deserves.
Never. I met Red when he was working with NYWC from Long Island, and me and him talked for like 15 minutes because I love Rey Mysterio. Like he's my next to my grandfather. He's like, my grandfather's always be number one heel Lucha for me. Rey Mysterio is like the guy that made me really love this business. Like, made me want to, if I could never get in the ring, he's a little guy, I'm a little guy. He made me want to be like, I may be small, but I can't touch you, but my words will destroy you. That's how I made myself feel right now by Ray.
Yeah.
I cried when he won the Royal Rumble. Like, I cried. Literally fell on my knees like the Michael Jackson song.
Yeah.
World. And I was like, oh my God. And I like cried and slid on the floor. My friend Jimmy's like, really hope you didn't hurt yourself.
There goes a hip.
Yeah, there goes a kneecap. Broken.
But Ultraviolet is such a sweetheart. And again, somebody who can get in the ring and go. So, I was happy to be able to get her on the show. And then on the end is Zoe Cannon, who we've talked about.
Another Dudes at Ringside alum. Wow. If I had the money, it would be the Dudes at Ringside ball. Belle, one day, get the cash. I'm going to be like, sending you a check. Why? I want to sponsor and have a name go. Oh my God. Joe's we make this thing called the Panther ball. Oh my God. One show, if I ever get the money and I sponsor, I'm gonna have you name the show like if you have
Belle of the Panther ball.
Yeah, have me in the middle like this. And with the suit on, with a little tie and on my polo, like, and had all the girls like next around me, just like having their like they're not happy, like promo pictures are all like
they're like whatever,
like just staring at me like ew. But have vicious Vicky with like a broke the flower that she's supposed to give me, like snapping it, and have like Zoe like No. Uh-uh. Checking her watch, that's not there. Christina Marie's like like, look, she wants to punch me. Oh my god, I could just see the poster. You're in the corner looking, popping in, going, like, I don't know. He said he wants to have a big prom. Yay. All right. I want to thank you so much, Missy, for coming on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And thank you for helping me end Women's Wrestling Month. If my fans want to follow your promotion on social media, or if they want to buy tickets, how can they find you and how do they find the promotion?
Belle to Belle, BELLE, the number 2, and then BELL.com. Give you all the info. You can buy tickets on there, on, X, which was Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's Belle to Belle. It's at Belle to Belle.
Awesome. Do you guys have merch yet or not yet?
We do, but it's all online.
Okay.
It's through Printify.
Okay.
So if you go to the website, there's a merch link and you can go and shop.
Awesome.
And there's, some t-shirts and stickers and other stuff on there. It's just, because I'm doing it all myself.
Wow.
If somebody else can, you order it through them, they handle it, I'm good.
I'm glad that you're doing it all on your own, because there's a lot of people that use pro wrestling tees and they kind of skim off the top from the...
Yeah, I mean, Printify, is the profit rate great? Probably not. Like, it's all right. But I don't care.
Yeah. You're getting it out there, and that's what I'm proud, and that's why I'm so happy.
Getting it out there, every couple extra bucks helps.
Yeah. That's what's cool, because I support the indies. I live in a small town in PA, and I really support, as they say, support your local business. I say support your local indies, and I say a brewery. That's like a small indie promotion, even though they're selling beer. I like to promote me. Here's $20. I'll buy a beer. You know what I mean?
Right.
You guys, I like to help promoters any way I can. I'll show you a poster. I'll send you a sticker. You send me a sticker, and I'll put it in my background for all my stickers. Well, I want to thank you so much. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm Missy Simpson from Belle to Belle.
And we will catch you in the next